Sorry for the lighting, but I'm driving and like I'm really emotional right now. So I took my son to go see my mother, in which my mother has not seen him since Thanksgiving. It is now February maybe, I don't know what it is. Today is February the 19th, 18th, something like that. Anyway, so I go to my mother's house, and my mother and my father is actually married, so I went to my parents' house, in which I have not been there in months. As again, I said, she has not seen him since Thanksgiving, and the only reason she's seen him for Thanksgiving is because of the fact my sister had Thanksgiving dinner at her house. So anyway, I go to my mother's house, and my brother was dropping my niece and my two nephews off. My brother was dropping my one niece and my two nephews off. So he ended up getting my baby, and pretty much I'm knocking on the back door. Oh, my baby. Sorry, but KK was crying. Anyway, so I went over to my mother's house, and you know, I went to go get my mail because my mail still go to my mother's house, and on occasion I go and get it. I haven't been since November to go get mail. So November to February. Yeah, that's a long time, right? Anyway, as I'm at my mother's house, my mother informs me of the new rule that's implied at her house. She like, oh, well, no, before that, my father had walked in the room or whatever, and she was like, say hi. Yeah, I heard her, but I didn't speak. So then he walked in and out probably like 3 times, and I still didn't speak. So then once he left, and I was about to leave because I was like, Mom, I'm not staying long, you know, had to imply that and let her know that I wasn't staying long. So she was like, oh, there's a new rule in my house. I'm like, what is it? She was like, oh, you have to speak to everybody in the house even if you don't like them. I'm looking like, well, I'm not speaking to him. She was like, well, you can't come to my house. I said, oh, no. She was like, well, no, she didn't say I can't come to her house. She said, well, when he's in here, you have to speak to him. I said, oh, well, I'll do it like I did it before. Put the meal in the mailbox or on the mailbox or whatever, and I'll get my meal that way. I will not come in here, and I will not speak to this man. Like, in my head, I feel like he did me so dirty. No, I was not raped. No, he did not sell me for sex or anything like that. He wasn't abusive towards me. But I was in a car accident when I was 10 years old. Getting emotional. I was in a car accident when I was 10 years old. I was in a coma for 12 days. God, I'm getting emotional, sorry. I was in a coma for 12 days. Head injury, basically my leg was broke, my face was broke, my face was messed up and everything, and everybody was like, you know, the doctors was telling my parents and telling my grandfather that I wasn't gonna make it. Anyway, I woke up 12 days later, and basically, you know, my memory was messed up, and I had to relearn stuff. I'm still relearning stuff. My memory is still fucked up, excuse my language. But anyway, I had a lawsuit, and with the lawsuit, I got a pretty penny back. So this is why I don't speak to my father. My father, instead of being a good man, he takes my money that was rewarded to me because of the fact that I almost got killed because a car hit me, right? He takes it and he spends it. And then, you know, everybody like, oh, you know, it's money, you should forgive him, you know, because that's your father. I'm looking like, I don't give a fuck. He still did me wrong, and then you want me to interact with him like we all good. We not. And then I have Kason. My dad don't even interact with him. I'm sorry, boo-boo. I know mommy don't cry. My father has never touched my son from what I know in my baby 13 months. My father never bought my son nothing. And I'm not saying you gotta buy him nothing, but like, at least acknowledge my son. My father don't even acknowledge him, and then you want me to fucking come in this house and fucking speak to you? Fuck you. I should not have to speak to you. Unless you're gonna be man enough and tell me, hey son, you know what? I did you dirty. Yeah, I did you dirty. Can you please forgive me? You know what? Let me pay you in installments to at least give you your money back. You know what? Here's $1,000 for your son, and can we call it even? Huh. Like, my baby is 13 months. My baby is 13 months. And like, I had my son. I'm sorry, boo-boo. I had my son because I needed me a love story that could never end, that nobody could basically take away from me. Nobody could take away from me. And nobody but Jesus Christ himself can take Kason away from me. He being bad right now. But nobody but Jesus Christ can take Kason away from me. My relationship with my father was fucked up. Relationship with many of my sisters and brothers was fucked up. My relationship with my wife failed, crumbled, fucked up. And I was like, you know what? I need somebody that's going to be there for me, regardless, that I will never intentionally hurt. And I pray to God my son will be the same way when it comes to me. He will never intentionally hurt me. Hi, boo-boo. But like, I haven't cried over this shit in years. But like, in my head, like, am I wrong? I don't feel like I'm wrong. I don't feel like I'm wrong. Because if you could steal money from me and I'm your child, what else could you possibly do? Like, my father was a hoe. He was a hoe. Oh my God. My father was a hoe. My father had many bitches, and which was my aunts. But there was the bitches that my father was fucking. Right? And my mother, crazy ass. I love my mother to death. I love my mother to death. Let me not say that. And I know everybody gonna be mad that I'm posting this on YouTube. But I feel more comfortable talking to YouTube than talking to somebody else, because when I talk, I get real loud and yeah. But the person that you're with and your child see you with is the type of relationship that you install in your child. Like, oh, that's normal. So in my head, I thought relationships like that was normal. Why are you holding me? Get off me. Get off me. You won't hurt your head. Okay. Anyway, I'm on my way to take my son to go see his other grandmother, in which he sees her way more frequent than my mother. Like, he's seen her for Christmas, he's seen her for New Year's, he's seen her for his birthday, and now he's seeing her a couple of days after Valentine's. And I feel so bad because, like, I love my mother and my mother is my favorite, but like, because my mother relationship with my dad, and you know how like, oh, we have to speak now, shit, oh no, I'm like, huh, you already know I'm your most stubborn ass child. Like, I'm not fucking speaking now. You know what? I'm not gonna record. I'm not gonna